style. You ain't know this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. You don't even know my pain. You can't even match my style. You don't even know this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah, 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 yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah.
Nah, man. I think for me, I've had those like rejection moments, those loser moments, those like, bro, what are you doing moments where you realize, okay, you're dope and everybody's tripping, or you're not really dope like you think you are yet.
Well, you tripping.
I'm tripping. So then when I said, oh, I'm tripping, that made me go back to the lab when I was making music and say, okay, I'm going to nail it this time. And I started getting better and better to the point I was making some stuff that if I was wiser and had a different surrounding as far as a team of people that was in the music, I would have gotten in the ghostwriting bag, because there's some stuff I got now still that I was like, bro, I think I would have done really well in that space, especially with the sound now, how it's blended. So
if you could do it all over again, would you try it again? Try to like be in the music business, or would you just skip that part?
I would definitely just try ghostwrite, because I never, ghostwriting would never fly though. Like, you know, coming up for real, like unless you was an R&B dude or something like a Babyface, but even then he was in between, and you're always gonna ghostwrite to go into actually being an artist. But like I always been a low key dude anyway, and so like my cousin,
you'd rather be like a partisan Fontaine, like
exactly, like a party, like because I remember my cousin, like this is super random, but like low key when I was in college, like when I was having, you know, one of them, I mean, come throughs. Like it'd be like mad late because I didn't want nobody to see me checking them in my dorm. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was that, like, I always been low key like that.
Why you didn't want nobody to know who she was, or you didn't think she looked good?
No, I didn't want to. It was never that. I was never like, I mean, I've had those times too. I ain't gonna cap, but
late night at 2 a.m.ers.
I definitely had those. Like I didn't want them
Everybody's
to see
had those,
what she looked like. But the other most times it was like I didn't want any of them out there seeing how I was getting busy, so I can kind of keep the quality of the idea of what you think I am. Oh, this is H3. Oh, H3. So I never wanted y'all to catch. I was on some ghost type stuff. You know what I mean? Like
you didn't want Pastor Mo.
I was.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, bro,
you didn't want to throw those stain on Pastor Mo.
This man act like I was Bernie Mac for Fridays, bro. Bro, I was nowhere near that at all, bro.
But you had a reputation. I used to do that too. Like Dro was saying last week when he was on here. Like people used to stay hanging in my house and shit. I used to have to clear it out. Like, all right, y'all gotta go. Like it's time. Like, oh,
they know what that means. Like, what's the code? Like,
it don't even matter. I'm not even. Don't even ask me. Like, you just gotta go.
So they knew you well enough.
It's time for y'all to leave. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they know me well enough. So it's time for y'all to get out.
See, but you had a different, because you was already like, you was at the crib already had the crib set up, so you already like got the heads up when, you know, some dudes are still trying to like, I might have to get it popping in the car, low key, like, cause I ain't really.
Yeah, a lot of niggas is different from me though. Like, I would be at the crib if people was hanging out over there. I wouldn't even invite no shorty, but it would be niggas that was hanging out over there. Yo, come through, my girl. Like, this inviting they shorties and shit.
So then, what do you do if y'all have y'all schedules is on the same type of time right there? Like, what would you let him go and have a spot? And you audible?
I mean, it was a house though. So like, I had a guest.
Oh, you had space for it. Okay.
Yeah, we had the room where niggas was chilling in upstairs. So.
Oh, okay. I never
there was accommodations to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. At the same time too, it did, you see, when niggas really don't, cause like some, you know, niggas will try to be slick. They don't even really confirm it with you either though. It's just like, it'll be just a knock at the door. Like, bro, who is that? Oh, this my little home girl. She coming through. Like, what, nigga? Bro, how you know I ain't go to sleep or something? Like,
yeah, I gotta rearrange some things.
I was gonna put you out, nigga. Yeah, put both of y'all out.
Now I gotta figure out who gonna go first. Yeah. And then I like, all right, bro. Yeah, you good? Yeah. All right, I'll let you, man. That's funny, man. Being young,
that just come from me being. I was low key like you too. Like I'm the same way. Like a lot of people, like as far as relationships and who I'm dealing with, like a lot of people just wouldn't even know that about me, because I ain't.
I believe it too.
Out in the open like that.
I think people would think the opposite of me. Like they would think I'd be like, oh, Mo about to be. I was never.
I would think that about you. I ain't gonna lie.
I figured people would. Like, I was real
grandstand.
Oh yeah, I was super low with it. Like every time. Like nobody ever knew. Like I remember my cousin. We'll move on, get into the show, but like I remember my cousin, like he pissed me off something bad because he was just investigating for no reason on campus. Like he was just like, bro, I'm gonna figure out who you know what you doing. I was just like, bro, what are you doing this for? He's like, just why? Like but he was just intrigued by my movement, I guess, and I was just quiet with it. And when that nigga found out, like, and I still wasn't like sloppy. I still was smooth the whole time. But that nigga, I don't know how this nigga started putting pieces together. Oh, you go to study tables at this time. This nigga figured it out, and I was sitting there heated. Like he didn't make a big deal about it. I was just mad that I'm like, nigga, watch me to find out. Like, bro, I was so he didn't make no fuss about it, but I still be like, man, nigga, I don't like you. I got him back April Fool's Day though. Funny. Real.
That's
serious.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
that is hilarious. Yeah, I'm the same way though. Like a lot of people won't know my business. Motherfuckers start asking questions like, man, come on, bro.
It fit the bill for you too, and you from that era too, So,
but it ain't even about being secretive, and then I just don't. It's like you say, like, why are you asking me this?
What was it? What was it though? Was like, are you trying to, like you say, it's not hiding, and it's not. Yeah. Are you caught in like a certain image you believe about yourself, and you're just like, I don't need y'all to catch me in this type of. In that way,
you know what? I don't know. I do not know. That's a really good question because it wasn't like I'm trying to hide this because I ain't never really. I've never fucked with no ugly chicks and that I had to hide. So it wasn't never that. I just I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the only child shit is being secretive. But
is there? Let me ask this. Because you know this guy over here, he was one of them guys. So let me ask this. When you say they wasn't like not ugly, or I guess they wasn't unattractive, was it in the regards of like we just talking looks, or we just saying there was something about them every time that you were attracted to? Maybe some areas better than others, or you're saying every time top tier for the most part?
Yeah, for the most part, I'm speaking just top tier. There was a lot of shit I didn't like about just me being the picky ass nigga that I am. But it was a lot of shit where niggas be like, man, Lou, why you ain't on that? Bro, I'm good.
I wish I could have been there. I would have been the worst because I was the king of giving flack for my bros. It's like, bro, are you bro?
I used to get hell, bro. I used to receive hell. Dro was one of them like so.
Telling you, bro.
I met this girl, this chick, man, and she was sweating me hard, but I had a girl at that time, and I didn't believe really in cheating and all of the extra shit, man. So. This is about 11th grade. She used to page me and I wouldn't answer. She'll page Dro because she knew we was probably together. This nigga talked to her on the phone. Not on no sucker stuff, anything like that. Like, I don't know what's up with that nigga, man. But what's up with like he'll slick try to shoot
why not?
Because he he knew me. Like, so it was just hilarious, bro. She
was that a turnover? Did that land?
I fumbled that.
I'm saying did he fumble that?
She wasn't going. She wasn't.
Okay. She was strictly okay. It was just all right. Because I've definitely seen that play happen before.
As far as I know now, it may be some shit that I don't know about, but and again, we was young.
Yeah, bro. If you listening, hit me up, bro. I need to know the end of the movie.
He gonna know exactly who you talking about.
Yeah,
who I'm talking about.
That is hilarious. I've seen that turnover though before, like a bro where it's like, that ended up all right. Hey, well, there you go.
Do you get mad at that turnover though?
Now that ass happened to me one time where I was like,
and you got mad at the turnover. You can't be mad though.
But that's us though. That's us. You know how we are.
I done fumbled a lot of them like that.
Yeah,
I done fumbled a lot of them like that. Another one of my homies here pop up with it, like, damn, bro, like, yeah.
You start acting like Tony, don't you? You start acting like Tony with Zellman. That's how you start being like. That's exactly.
We did talk about that. Yeah, on Good Earnest. Yeah, that's fact.
Straight up.
That is hilarious. You'll try to hit her up, shoot her a text.
Yeah, you just holding out. You know, you got stuff going on, but you still trying to kind of like
hold on, though.
I just kind of like a little attention from time to time.
Nashville's small too, so like, especially when we were coming up, so it wasn't no more than 3 degrees of separation. Like in our era, when we were coming up in Nashville, you make 1-2 phone calls to find out who somebody is. It wasn't like, oh man, who is that? Don't nobody know. Like, nah.
How you stay
somebody
low?
You know.
How you stay low?
It's hard.
Bro?
It's hard. It's hard. Because like in Nashville, it was 1 or 2 phone calls, especially if you was popular. Like it was 1 or 2 phone calls. Oh yeah, I know him. Oh yeah, I know her. Oh, she just messed with such and such. Oh yeah, she be out there with such and such. You have a whole rundown, bro. a whole rundown an hour after you meet it, after you get off the phone the first time with her. What school did you go to? Where you grew up? What part of town?
I know
Okay, I know
exactly who I
somebody
got to
over there.
call. Yep, that's
Hit them up. Yeah, that's your girl. She used to fuck with your boy and them. You like, man, for
man.
real?
Look at that like she messed with Ralph, bro.
Facts. Exactly.
Like
There's some Ralph Cifarettos in
it's some
Nashville. You'll
definitely
be like,
some.
nah, I'm not following that.
I'm holding the shoe and everything. So what then? Once you got to Atlanta, what was that? Was it like? Oh man, nobody knows me.
Nobody
Fresh from the pickets.
Kind of, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that because I was here maybe 5 years before I got in a relationship, but then
Okay.
like 7 years I've been here. I was in a relationship, so
Okay.
I wasn't just outside like that. But yeah, what threw me off of being like what you said is that transition period where I'm trying to get myself together in a new city, get the job, and then I was used to living a certain way and I wasn't living like that anymore. So I was kind of self-conscious about that. I'm used to having a house with accommodations. Now
So that's
I got
a part
an
of the
apartment.
game.
Absolutely. For me.
Yeah.
A lot of
you,
niggas will always tell me I overthink that. But for me, that's a part of like I need to have a good presentation. Oh yes, I don't even feel good about this. Like my presentation
This
I
man,
I done missed
true
up
to the game for real, bro. He's like, nah.
I done messed up. I done fumbled a lot just because I was just not comfortable with my presentation. Well, I've seen niggas like
what were you thinking? They
like
gonna look at you a certain way, like less than how you felt.
I was looking at them. I would look at myself in a certain way, like nigga, you trying to get bitches and you got this going on, like nigga, what's wrong with you,
bro?
Like, yeah, I'm very
I get
self-conscious in that sense, man.
I get 100%,
that,
bro. I totally get that.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's the perception. I just like to carry myself a certain way, and it comes off. I think, you know what I'm saying.
So then, let me ask this. I'm not trying to belong this, but this is kind of very interesting.
This good. I'm good.
Like so let me say this. Let me use myself as an example. Like, so, and I don't know if this applies to you or not, because it seemed like you always, like you said, for the most part, you had confidence, and when you didn't, you was able to kind of mask it in a certain way, and kind of how you were brought up, where you're the smart grandchild, how your mom was in awe of you, like your family, how they held you. For me, like I always was back and forth, like I had a false confidence. And so, but because it was like my dad would gassing us crazy, like y'all stars, y'all this nigga, you dark skin, he gassing us crazy. So I'm riding that a little bit, but that would go on E quickly because I realized like I didn't feel that way. And so now I'm at the age now where it's like, oh no, my abilities, the traits, like I can cook, I can clean, I can dress, I can my product, my work.
I'm Mr. Nigga.
I'm Mr. Nigga. So those things help me feel more confident about myself. Because my area of low self-esteem was like, oh, okay, well, maybe she like type of nigga that got dimples. She like a type of nigga that got waves or whatever it is. Like, I don't know if that was your scenario, but you saying like having like, okay, I got to have a crib a certain way. I want to make sure my whip clean. I got to, is that like a part of it? Like, oh, I need these? Or was you like, bro, because you saying like, I'm not going to really pursue if I don't got them things.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that is 100% what I'm saying. And you brought up a good point with your dad being around, like giving you that confidence. And we spoke about it here before. I really didn't like, I grew up with all women. So it was both sides. Like, yeah, I respect it, but also, nigga, you ought to be doing this. Nigga, you ought to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ought to be doing this. You should be this way by now. You know what I'm saying? Versus how you are. And those things would always be in the back of my head. So I've always downplayed my shit. Like, oh yeah, I can cook, but so what? Well, yeah, the house clean, but so what? Well, yeah, you got your own spot over here, but so what? Nigga, who don't? Every nigga in the league of the chick every nigga in the league that this chick trying to get would have those things. So what makes you special from you got those things? So I always I downplay my situations. I don't know. And it's kind of being humble, but it's also, like you said, never really having that reassurance coming up. Never really having that, like, nah, nigga, you the shit. I didn't hear that. I didn't like that wasn't the type of verbiage that came on. And that's important, like you said, that your dad gave you that, even though it ran out quickly, it was still there. He still gave you the fuel.
You're right.
Like it wasn't like I said, maybe a grandma, some teachers or some shit that would say that shit. But like I was always like side-eye when even a motherfucker give me compliments. Like, man, what you trying to say? Or what kind of shuck you trying to pull right now by telling me that I'm smart or telling me this is cool or some shit like that?
That is But you know what? That speaks to that, like, because I think a lot of times women think like that, right? And like she tried to say, look at her, like she tried to.
Exactly.
It's like, girl, she just told you your heels is cute. Like, yeah, she only saying that because
bitch trying to be smart.
you
Like,
know what I mean? Yeah.
you can hear women do that, bro, and you would be
bro.
a man. I'd be like, what?
What?
Where the fuck did you get that from?
Dog.
Like,
now you ain't listening.
My
you
mom
ain't
like that.
Like, yeah.
Right. My mom like that. My cousin like that. My ex like that. Like, he's like, what are y'all talking about?
A whole nother world, bro.
It will blow our mind. Like,
yeah.
I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
That bitch thinks she's smart.
Like, yeah. It's like, huh? I thought she just said, hey, like she was. Right. So then at this point in time now, what is like your go-to as far as like now you're you know a full presentable man, so to speak, for all the things you got accomplished and things you got, and then just being the man you are. So then what's your like go-to as far as like this is my, because at this point now you're not, I imagine you're not downplaying everything at this point. You already know these are the, this is the superpower.
I still sort of do it because I'm not sure. So we can even take this for example. When we talk about courting, or even not even just courting, but when you're presenting yourself to people, this space that we're in has a lot of miscellaneous stuff that don't give you good attributes for it. You say I do podcasts, motherfucker roll their eyes because they see the $100 date conversations and they see this, that, and the third. Even though I know that I'm good at it, I know that a lot of people won't take the time out to be like, oh no, this fire right here. You know what I'm saying? So even now it still comes with that, like, I'm not presenting that. Even I've had these accomplishments in this, even though I feel really confident about doing it. Yeah. Unless somebody's familiar with the space and I think that they're gonna listen to it. Like, and this is a personal thing for me. Like, I don't even really feel like women listen to podcasts enough for me to present it. Like, especially the stuff that we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm talking about rap and sports and Sopranos and then this right here. And like, no, bitches don't want to hear that. Like, women don't like to hear me.
Got to revise the resume.
I'm fully convinced that they don't. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm absolutely. Like, I know.
So even with the accomplishments in this, it's like, you know, I still have some of the same hangups.
So then when you feel like, okay, when you finally build up that that courage to say, yo, I'm about to pursue. I don't know what it's gonna be. It might be a shoot down or whatever, but I'm feeling it right now. We in the grocery store. There's a moment right now. She kind of look, you know, she look, all right. What is your, like, what part of you that says I think I can pull her? I think I can create a situation with her. Like, what is your ability about yourself that makes you say, I got this going for me? You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, my drip, whatever it is, your personal. Because I know what my personal.
I'm always gonna present myself. So I'm always gonna present myself well. So like you say, the drip and general knowledge of a lot of stuff. Like, I can damn near, like, whatever TV show she watching or whatever food you buying and eating, like, I can have a conversation, and that's what podcasting comes in. I can have a conversation about anything. I know the questions to ask. So if she's open, like, you have those standoffish chicks, and I'm not breaking that wall down. Not at my age. I'm not doing that. Yeah, no. But if she's open, and you can see that she's open to having those conversations, that's my bad. Because that's where I can flatter you or show you that I'm interested in having, like, general conversation about stuff that you're interested in, sharing stuff that I'm interested in. Like, that's my bag right there. Where more for, like, where she'll walk away and she'll be genuinely impressed. I'm 1,000,000% confident in that.
Yeah, that's me. I was just gonna say the same thing. Yeah. Exactly. Like,
like, I ain't trying to make her think that I'm rich. I ain't trying to make her think that I'm gonna be Mr. Romantic. None of that. But as far as just general, like, you enjoying a conversation and being in my presence, I got that. We can do that all day.
I'll beat a guy at the long game because of that.
Oh, facts.
I will.
Because they feel confident. They get more confident in talking to you, and I just want to know your opinion on this.
Bro,
I got you. I got him.
Yeah, I got him. Like, bro, I will beat. Dude, think he got? Yeah, you think? All right, I'm a long game. This whole thing. Watch this. Like, you over here. You're trying to go for this and that, but watch. I'm going to get the. I'm going to get the Captain Phillips on. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. So I'm captain now. Absolutely with you. I think podcasting is a secret superpower because same thing. You'd be surprised at where you can get people to go because of this trait and this skill. like asking the right
Facts.
questions, navigating
Knowing
it
how to have a conversation, because nobody really knows how to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So when if people that are interested in that come across other people that are, it's like, oh shit, motherfucker really know how to talk and hold an engaging conversation. He's asking me questions instead of just talking. You got him. You got him. Like you said, it's a superpower.
Over. Now you start throwing in. Now you throwing the season. Now you throwing the charm. You throwing the flirt. You throwing the
you
jokes.
can even guide them. You can, even if you ask them the questions to guide them the way that you want to talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. Like, now I got you,
bro.
100%.
Let me ask this real quick.
Like
you probably never mind. I ain't gonna even ask you that because I know you probably never did that. It's a dirty macking tool. It's a dirty macking tool. Have you ever hit her with the I had a dream about you yesterday, like last night, like bro.
In my younger days, I had.
Okay,
in my younger days,
yeah, me too, for sure. Because that is the fun. When I hear that now or see it, bro, I am crying.
You know somebody in their bag. You know they in their bag.
You know they in their bag. Like I had a dream, because depending on the reaction is how far you gonna keep faking out this dream you never actually had. Oh man,
right. I just had this idea in my head. I'm thinking of this right now. It really wasn't no dream at all.
Nigga, straight Big Tigger in the basement right now with the freestyles, bro.
Straight freestyling, exactly.
Oh man, good times,
I did that
bro.
in my younger days, 100%.
Okay,
bring back a lot of memories.
Yeah, man, I love that stuff. That's the type of conversation I love to have with dudes. Like, if they're open to give it up like that, it's like, yo, like look back at that. That's kind of funny, right? You know, because you know, I'm a spectator. I'm on the sidelines now, so I just kind of be watching dudes. I'm always very intrigued to like, what you doing about this? Like, I gave a lady I work with today. Nigga, I was in my bag. She was, you know, we was having conversations about her husband or whatever, and like, I was just trying to break down some things about how men operate. And like, it just, you know how it is when you hear from somebody else, it just resonate different than it. I don't know why that is, but man, I was in my bag and it was all coming together. It's like, and I was breaking down this whole happy wife, happy life thing. And so I was just telling her that, like, what happens is when a man gets to that stage, the reason he gets to that stage is because he's tried to do it this way, and then you always critique, why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you? So he eventually just stopped trying to create it and say, okay, how do you want me to do it? And then everything becomes, how do you want me to do it?
How you want me to do it versus them but the thing that women are impressed by is you taking charge. And it's hard to do that when you consistently thinking, oh, how you want me to do it.
Okay, but there it is. That's what I told that you see. That's it. So I said that because she was like, well, I want him to take initiative. I said, well, here's the issue. When he takes initiative, you still find a critique in what he's doing. So instead of him taking initiative, you got to make it. He's just gonna say whatever you want. So then when you're expecting him to put the pieces together, he's not gonna do that because he's just waiting whatever you say, whatever you want. Because I don't feel like arguing. I don't feel like going. I don't want to go to the runaround. What do you want me to do? So when you want him to,
and that's
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say.
I was just gonna say. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Remember what you were about to say, but I was just going to say that's the thing when a man, for women that are listening, when we like you, that's the thing that we do though. Like, we want to know what it is that you want. And because you've criticized us that much, it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to cater to you. You tell me how you want it to be. And then I'll do it that way because I know that I can follow instructions. And then it's like you said, they start to think, oh, well, why you don't never tell me to just do this? Why can't you just tell me to get ready and we go out? Because the last 3 restaurants we went to, you said you didn't like them. So I'm through picking restaurants. Yeah, I still fuck with you and everything, but I'm going to leave it up to you so you'll be happy.
I ain't about to do this. Like, I got other things to do. Like, I don't have time
to think about,
bro. And so when I got to that point, I said, that's what men get to the point was like, okay, just make it clear to me. And I told her, I said, if you want him to take that initiative, then you have to vocalize that this is important to you. Because a lot of times with men, I said, we're not super detail oriented. When it comes to the day-to-day affairs, we're just getting through everything. Women are very detail oriented. So it's a total difference. So I said, we won't understand this is more important to you than the next thing, because in our head, everything's the same until you stop and sit us down and say, hey, babe, this meant a lot to me. This is important to me. Guess what? Like, for niggas wise, okay, I don't know. I don't drop the ball on that. Everything else will still be in the cycle, but this thing, don't mess it up. Don't mess that up. But I said, you got to vocalize that. You can't expect initiative because we don't know the difference.
That's what I used to tell my ex. Like, she'd be like, why you worry about it? Everything matters. All the shit that you say is going to register. And I'm not trying to take it there versus taking it here. Everything matters that you say. So you can give me this high praise in one day, and then the next day give me this super low criticism and expect me to just take the praise and run with that. The criticism is going to be on my mind as well. This is how we think as men.
Yeah.
So then it get to a point where you're like, well, you just tell me. And women usually don't like that. But you want to tell you who got you want me to tell you who has that bag though, that bag that we were talking about with talking to women like that?
Who?
Tell you who got that bag.
Oh,
like,
J-Ho.
No, not at all.
It's
I
a
hope
friend
he's
of yours,
listening
though.
so I can. I'm hoping he's listening so I can critique him. He definitely doesn't have that bag.
Oh, wow.
That ain't in his repertoire at all. But AB got that bag like that.
Wait. What do you mean? Like,
Animal Brown got that bag like that. Like Animal Brown would be the only man in the all-female group chat and thrive. Like or the calls that we had.
I think Rick should be. I think Rick should be like that too. Shouts out to Rick.
I can see Rich doing that too. I can see Rich doing that too.
Getting that off, like being in the female.
AB
chat.
got that bag too, where you'll be like, bro, why is you talking to her? Like you're not gonna, he just getting it off, just going over scenarios and all of this bullshit that a nigga like me would only do with bitches that I like. He don't care. He just getting it off. He just sharpening his sword.
Hey, why not? Like,
I'm not hating on him.
Yeah,
I'm just
doubt.
being observant. Like since I've known he has that bag where you'll be like, bro, like,
bro, I love that women energy though, bro. Like I said today, I said, man, I love that women energy. Like, I guess sometimes it could get a little messy at times, and I ain't really into that. But the overall of women, I love that energy. Like it's just because it's like, especially when you get in our age, you start getting wiser and you've had a lot of experience and observations. You start really knowing what you're talking about because you know our behaviors now. So we know how it reflects back on them. And if we watch them long enough, we get a little understanding. So I love like talking to them because it's like you got the pieces to the game.
The opposite. I'm completely opposite. I don't like because I grew up with that energy. I hold it to myself. Okay. Like I be looking at it like I'm not finna give you no free game. I'm gonna let that nigga strive on you, bitch. Like why?
I'm about to let him strive on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him get all of that off. Don't ask me. I don't know.
This man's crazy.
Like
you know what team I'm on.
Right.
So I'm about to let him strive on you.
Yeah, ask him. Ask the nigga that you worried about.
Like, wild, boy. He is truly one of the boys right there.
I'm on the other side of that, man. Like, unless it's like, and again, it got to be personalized. Like, I'm cool with it if it's something not necessarily that I can benefit from, but it's more so personalized. What do you, Spike Lee, think versus what would men think? I ain't gonna speak for this nigga and let you know what. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Ask him. That's what I'm like.
All right. What is it? Why you say that? Because you don't think you're qualified, or what is it?
No, I know I'm qualified, but it's just It's gonna sound like hey, this is the opposite of Dirty Mac, but I ain't really up to giving out free game.
Like the cheat codes.
And yeah, like I wouldn't want a nigga provide my girl with the cheat codes,
think like
as
a man.
You say. Yeah, like don't come to me having this conversation because you done talked to this nigga. He done gave you some tools to like break down these walls or whatnot. Like, nah, I wouldn't respect it, so I don't do it. Then come to me for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
look at you.
It's a selfish thing. Like my shit got to be personalized. Like come to me and ask me. Don't ain't gonna ask no another nigga then try to use that shit on me. Get out of here.
Hey man, if you so I look at it the same way. To you, bro.
I guess.
I know what you mean though. I know the internal man of us is like, you got this info from another nigga. Like, dude, what do you mean?
like how you even know that? What would you even think that they like? I know that even cross your brain.
That ain't your language. You don't talk that way.
Facts. So yeah, like that's my biggest hold up with. So like I will do it with friends. Like I don't. There's not a lot of. Do you have a lot of female friends?
No, not anymore.
Yeah,
I did, and I loved it. Nah, but I had one. She was like the last one that was in the loop, but then we just lost touch. But I loved when I did. I'm like, bro, this is dope. But
I have women that I consider friends, but I don't talk to them like that anymore. Like you said, it's like it's past that stage of life where like they hit me up and like, what do you think about this? Like it's just, when you see them, hey, how you doing? Or, when I go in town, I see them and holler at them or whatnot like that. But I don't have any like, I'm finna sit on the phone with her for an hour and we like just, just chopping game with each other. I don't have that.
Nah, I don't know. I I mean, my wife, she, one of her male friends, he's my homie as well. Like all her male friends, my homies too now. But I mean, she might talk to him like that though. They you know, they've been in school since high school or whatever, or middle school or something like that. So they may, but it won't be no 4 hours. They might talk for an hour or whatever.
No, yeah, and that doesn't threaten me as a man.
Yeah,
like when I was in a relationship, my girl had friends from that she went to college with that she would talk to, and you know, people that knew her and then would stop by the crib or whatnot. It's like, oh, I don't care. I'm not threatened by that.
Yeah, you shouldn't
ain't
be.
got shit on me.
I mean, there it is. See, now that's where you use that reverse humble, right? You know what I mean? To like
come on.
defense off of that. Like, should I be? You know, is this something else? You know, because I've asked my wife. I said, why did that never materialize? You know what I'm saying? Like she was just like, I did. Like
that's a really brave question right there, bro.
Yeah, man. I was like, why didn't it materialize?
You gotta be married to ask that question.
And we look, you think that's something. You think that was something. Like we started getting into the details of like moments as friends where it's like, okay, you kind of crossed over past, like you showed that you was interested in some capacity. And so I'm having that conversation. I'm like, that didn't move you? Like you wasn't? It's like, nah, I just wasn't into it like that. Like, cause I'm that interested, cause we're so far from that way now that it's like I'm intrigued by what it was before. You know what I mean? So
really,
yeah.
See, that never really interests me, man. Like my girl, like ex used to like talk about. I don't care. I don't care. Like, but you do that in a relationship, so you have to listen to it, right? But in your mind, you're like, bro, I don't care. He ain't with you now. I'm right here, so it don't matter.
Well, it's different if you're like trying to glorify it, but like it's like more of a. Somehow you get there, and then you kind of like just interested in your girl in the format of who are you
just knowing her thought
without
process.
Me, without your
sense.
process. Who are you without me?
I like that.
Without us.
That's a good point.
So now I'm just not even necessarily thinking about the dude and his actions, but I'm thinking about you and how you navigated before I was in the picture. Like, what was you? Who was you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just kind of find a tree because at this point, it's just y'all and y'all going this way now. So it ain't really gonna be no more.
Ain't no threat to y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the best place to be in, though. Like what you're saying, that type of relationship and that type of transparency with each other, that's the best place to be in when you don't feel like, oh, I can't talk about this with you. I think a lot of people, 100%. I think that's the problem that I've had in a lot of my relationships, or even dealing with women, why they didn't turn into relationships, is they didn't feel comfortable talking to me like that. Maybe because I presented myself as standoffish, maybe because I acted like I didn't care, or whatever the thing was. It's just they didn't feel comfortable, like what you're saying, to present themselves to me like that where we could get closer. It would always be like, well, I don't know if I should tell him that. And I could tell.
How great was the friendship?
In what sense? In any sense?
In
like
those relationships. How great was the friendship?
Great in the sense that they knew that I would be there for them. Like I'm not gonna be a nigga that leaves you hanging. Like anything that I can do for you, I'm gonna do it.
Is that
especially as your man? That's what I'm saying. Especially as your man, I'll make sure that I provide and I'm there, and it can always do. But I know that just because of my personality, even you alluded to it earlier in the conversation, it's like the way that I present myself, a lot of people don't feel comfortable in like opening up to me. They think that I'm gonna be judgmental. They think that I'm gonna like baby clown them. They think that I'm gonna think that I'm better than them. I receive that a lot from women and men. Like most, like people will kind of walk on eggshells per se. And I don't know what it is that I do to make a motherfucker feel like, well, I can't be this direct with Spike. Like I can't be this open with him because I think he's gonna judge me. Like even in my last relationship, my ex told me that. She's like, like it's just some stuff that I just have to work up the nerve to say to you. And that kind of made me offended because I'm like, well, even like as cool as down as we are together, like you shouldn't have that. That's a you. I would look at it like that's a you thing versus a me thing. Well, you say you could tell me what is it?
It's because you don't wear anything externally.
Meaning what? Like, what do you mean?
That you are a person like there's you don't wear like I think people like I think like for me like at some point it's like some people can wear like they wear confidence externally, or so you might let me not say anything, but like you may wear the things that you wear externally may not be the things that make people open, right? So what externally you wear confidence, you wear intelligence, you wear wisdom, you wear I don't know, masculinity. I'm just throwing stuff. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but what the things that make people feel comfortable to approach you is like, oh, there's the vulnerableness or the humbleness or the silliness or those things are not necessarily worn externally. People got to actually work through your exterior to get to the interior. Like we talked about, you say, yeah, nigga, I told a girl I had a dream about her. I got to actually, oh, nigga, I would have never thought, but I got to work through the external things that are presented to get to the internal goofy and funny. Like, oh man, my man's is like, yeah, he's saying so, and it's not your fault. That's just how you are, and a lot of people are like that. That people will have a harder time having certain conversations or present themselves to them because what they wear externally. I think people, when they approach me, I'm not trying to be any kind of way, but I guess because maybe I wear my heart on my sleeve, or maybe I wear emotion externally or vulnerability or whatever it is that makes people feel comfortable to DM us or reach out to me or call me or whatever. It's something externally that, so it's not in that sense where you say that's her problem. Well, in some sense, it is a her problem, but at that point, y'all are together now, so it can't just be. She should be able to have cracked through the external and know the internal now. And if she doesn't, then that's where you got to say, okay, have you asked the right questions, or have we had the right conversations? Because at this point, you're on the inside, so now you should be able to know who Lou is now. So that's a part of it too. So, but I can't say necessarily something you're doing.
Yeah, no, I receive what you're saying 100%, and that's why I appreciate like people like you, or Dro, or Scoops. Like I appreciate people who they see that about me, but they see like, nah, fuck that, nigga. I'm gonna call you out, nigga. Like I don't give a fuck about none of all of that. Like I appreciate people that feel comfortable enough with me, even though the presentation that I put out there may not say that I would receive it. I appreciate people, one, that are confident and comfortable enough in themselves to not think that I'm gonna judge them, and also that have gotten to know me well enough where they can be like, well, maybe I'm wrong in how I think he will perceive this, but you know what? I'm gonna say it anyway, because I know, like you said, you're on the inside. I know this nigga, like, it ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm never gonna talk to him again because I've offended him with this question that I asked, or this approach that I took, or this critique that I made. Like that's refreshing to me. That's one of the best things about our relationship. Like you and I have gotten to a point, it wasn't like that in the beginning. Like, go check out the homework episode, listeners. Like, it wasn't like that in the beginning, where you would be like, nah, bro, you like, I respect who you are and everything, but it's this way, and it's not that way. And being able to stand on, what you're saying and what you believe in, like that goes the furthest with me, with people. Those are the people that I genuinely like hold as a high place in my heart, because I know that I can trust them regardless of what they think that I'm going through, or I'm thinking, or how I might perceive it. I'm going to present it to you anyway, nigga. I don't care nothing about none of that. I can respect those people.
Yeah, well, now
it goes a long way to me,
and I appreciate that. And I think it asking those right questions, like in certain moments over the duration of the show, I'm always trying. Like, I've learned how to navigate long attention span and short attention span. I tend to navigate with people having a short attention span. That's not the case, but I navigate that way. How can I get to the question, the direct question, at the fastest way? Because you get to that, you might get the answer that can summarize a lot about a person immediately if you can figure out how to tap into the right one. And so with you, over time, I've been asking some very significant things, like when we did the embarrassment episode. Like, I'll never forget when you talked about the football thing. Like, that stuck with me. So I was like, okay, that gives me ideas. So, okay, dude got a humor. Like, there's some humor in there. You know what I mean? Of course, our other show as well, but like asking those right questions and depending on your response will tell me, okay, nah, I ain't been embarrassed about nothing. Like, I don't really even get embarrassed. It's like, okay, now I know. That changes.
See, a lot of people would think that that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you and I are comfortable enough when you ask me that, and this show, this platform is what it is. Like, I can tell that story. Like, that story has always and still embarrasses me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still mad about that. But the fact that you're in, like, that's the like, the people who hold the highest regard in my heart are the people who are genuinely interested and not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Not afraid to ask that question because they think I'm gonna react a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But they are more genuinely interested in the person that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna ask this question anyway. And even if you do react a certain way, I know it's not gonna go overboard because we have established this
Mm-hmm.
relationship with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I appreciate that type of respect because I give it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I, like, again, I have in my bloodline, like I always tell you with my grandma, like, I'm gonna say some of the wildest shit, like, because it's
Yeah.
just off the top of my head sometimes. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
why you say that? But I don't mean any harm by it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like we're comfortable enough with each other where you can process this
Mm-hmm.
and you can react to me however you want to. You can get mad, you can laugh it out. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that I didn't mean any harm or mean any destruction to our relationship. It's just I got that off. And I like people that are able to get that off. Hence you. Hence you and I doing this show.
Yeah. I almost feel like this is gonna move to another week because I still got more. I still got more. And I ain't
Keep
going.
going. I mean,
All right.
I'm good. I
Okay.
got a long. I don't have anything to do in the morning.
Okay. Well, so then think about how it is to work from a reverse standpoint where
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with an individual and they are not like like you say, like you're getting the jokes off, the jabs off or whatever, like, and they're not receptive to, like, okay, you see their reaction is like, oh dang, they took it personal for real, like how I was, or maybe somebody you've known, they took it personal for real. Now you got to go through this whole laundry list of things to kind of encourage them to say, hey, look, bro, it wasn't like that. That's not what was on my mind. I didn't mean it that way. This is what I'm saying, man. I love you. I appreciate you. You think about how challenging that is. And then for the person that you're telling these things to how they never expanded on their idea of you, to the fact that they will always think, oh, they trying to come at me somewhere. Oh, wait, where's this coming from? Oh, what is that? What are you trying to say? That is, I think about that a lot of times too. I'm like, man, how much of a challenge that was, which is a spot that we have difficulty with parents and aunts and uncles and like people that are elders, where it's like certain things that may bother us, we can't necessarily approach them because now we feel like I have to do too much damage control. Do you find yourself still in that position, like with your mom or anybody, where you like, well, I don't know, because y'all kind of straightforward, so I don't know if that's, but like you got certain.
I want to make sure I understand like what you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
Finding myself in the position where if I say something and it may hurt their feelings, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like dealing. Do you have people that you deal with now where you know that, like, you enjoy how we pause, but like how we handle one another in our relationship here?
Jesus Christ. Great pre-pause.
All right.
Great pre-pause.
Goodness gracious. Like, that's what what's the point, bro? What's the point? I'm just gonna start letting the press play. Forget it. Like, just y'all take it where y'all want to take it. Cause like you still get off the reaction after the pause. Like, bro, that's
the
and one.
classic part about the pause.
That's the and one. Now
that's the best part about it.
You're supposed to catch them when they don't say it. Like, but anyway, but like, so it's like, okay, we have that, but like, do you have people in your life you still deal with? It's like, okay, I gotta deal with them a little differently because they do take things the wrong way. Even though I feel like they should know me, or I know they know me enough, but I still gotta preface things with them because they will. I know how they are.
That's a really good question, Mo. And I'm doing inventory as you asked me this and trying to think of the people, or if there's any person in my life where it's like that with. And I don't know if I've done a good job or I've done a job where I'm excluding myself from that, but no, like mostly the people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis, like they know, like I'm going to say that. Like it ain't gonna be, like I'm not going to skirt around your feelings. Like my barber, like again, I talk about him all the time. He been cutting my hair 10 years. And every now and then I'll say something like, damn, bro, that was mean. You know what I'm saying? But he understands that I'm not being mean towards you. That's just what I thought when you told me about it. And I want to be genuine with you because you genuine with me. Like I can say stuff to him and be like, nah, that's bullshit. Like you don't, yeah, that's bullshit. Or he can say stuff to
Wow.
me and I'm like, bro, you full of shit. Like we can do that with each other. And it's sometimes that I'll say that or do something or say something. He's like, bro, that was mean as fuck. You know what I'm saying? This is a nigga from
Wow, that's
Detroit.
nice.
He ain't a suburb.
Oh,
Like he
yeah, no.
from
Yeah.
Joy Road. He from the hood. So it ain't like, oh, I'm a sensitive nigga. It's just like, damn, bro. Like I wasn't really expecting that. I didn't take it no type of way other than I'm gonna give you the feedback immediately and say that was mean. But I know you. I've been knowing you for 10 years. I know that's how you operate. I know you don't mean any harm by it. If you need anything from me, I got you. And if I need anything from you, you got me. But there are certain situations where I'll say something or he'll react to something and he'll be like, damn, bro, like for real. That's how you feel. And again, I appreciate those type of people who don't take it that personally. Like, because again, if we're dealing with each other on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis or whatever it may be, if you're a person that's in the inner circle of my life, like I expect you not to be sensitive. Like we have to operate it in the sense of like, yeah, I respect you, you respect me. Sometimes we're going to say something to each other that we don't like. That don't mean I don't like you. That just means we disagreed on something or we had a difference of opinion on something. You can digest it. You can tell me how you felt about it. That you didn't like my response or you didn't like what I had to say about it. That's cool. But you ain't going to be mad. We ain't going to talk for 2 or 3 weeks. We ain't like, I don't fuck with you like that no more because you said this. I respect people more in my circle that, you know, I deal with. It's like, okay, it's cool. I know you're that type of person. I didn't like what you said, and I'm gonna let you know. Like you ain't gotta hold it in. Like you can let me know that it felt this way, and I can apologize. I can say, well, bro, that's just how I felt, and it's cool, and we can move on past that. So like that's to me, those are the most valuable relationships. So that's what I try to surround myself with. So to answer your question, no, I don't have a lot of people in my life where I gotta be like, well, let me watch what I say to this nigga because I know he's sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to deal with me like that. I want the people, like if I come in our group chat, you, me, and Rich bullshitting, I want you two to be able to like, nah, that's bullshit, Spike. Like, I don't know what you talking about, bro. And us to be able to have a conversation about that versus being in our feelings about like how you responded to me. Like to me, that's just very low level behavior.
So you prefer people to take the risk over playing it safe?
Yeah, absolutely.
With a statement,
take the risk with me, bro, because that's the only way that we're gonna build and be better. Like that's the only way that we're going to put the stake in. Because all of the people that I deal with, my interpretation of it is like, you want me to be better, I want you to be better. Like you, me, and Rich with media, or my friends outside of this, like you don't want me to be the same person that you knew 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Like you want me to consistently be evolving because I want the same thing for you. So I never want people to take the safe approach with me. I would rather you risk hurting my feelings. I would rather you risk saying, I'm not sure how you're going to respond to this, but it needs to be said. That's my bag. I that's what I'm good for. I love that. I love when people can respond that way. I love when people, I love when you can have a conversation like me and you did with the homework episode. And now we 70 episodes plus past that.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, we had this disagreement. Now forever, I feel this way about you because you made me feel this way one time in the past. Like, nah, we should be able to have conversation as black people, as black men. Like, I disagree with you. You disagree with me. You may have made me feel a certain way. I may have not liked that. Okay. Moving forward, you and I both know where we stand. What can we take from this? What positives can we pull back from this? That's I love that about people. That's why podcasting and this is one of my favorite podcasts to do. You're one of my favorite people to do it with. Like we can have disagreements and have totally different observations of stuff, but I don't take it personal. When people take stuff personal on what I say, that offends me more than anything. Like, bro, like, who are you to think? Like, why are you so special that you got to take this personal and now I don't fuck with him no more, man. This nigga said this, that, and the third. Like, what? What is that?
I don't think you should be offended though.
I do get offended by it
But
because I feel like the people now you're taking my character, like you're interpreting my character in a different way than I'm presenting it. And that's why I'm offended by it. Because now you are acting like I'm only here to critique you, or I'm only here to give you bad feedback. And because I gave you bad feedback one time, you're putting me in this box as to where I can't talk to you anymore. That's offensive to me. Like, I don't like people that can't expand beyond that initial feeling, that initial, like, damn, yeah, that hurt my feelings, or I'm offended by that. Okay, cool. I get it. You've stated that. Let's move on. Let's not stay there forever and you look at me at this type of person who's consistently trying to offend you or belittle you or hold you down. Because that's not the case. I just disagree with you in that moment.
Mm-hmm. I think I see where you're coming from. I think that when you're dealing with an individual like that, I think that it's more about them than you. I get where you could be offended, but I think a lot of times they're not, when they take it personal, let's put the quotation marks on take. Right? They're not saying you gave it to me personal. Like I took it personal. So I think when people take it personal, they're really dealing with their own internal triggers. Something about what you said triggered them that they're taking it personal. Now, how they define your character, sure, that obviously you could at that point be offended because you're thinking that this is the approach. But more times than not, it really ain't about you when people take it that way. It's unfamiliar territory because you talk about your experience all the time. It's like, well, I grew up around women. I grew up this. So for me, this is how I've always navigated because of these experiences. Well, when you're dealing with people that have not had the same experience or shared the same kind of straightforwardness that you have had, or you and your family had, or even your homeboys, then that's where I feel like if there's something that could be valuable there in that relationship, I think that you got to give them a moment to grow in that, but you have to consider that factor. If you don't consider that factor, just like, nigga, I'm offended that you even thought I was coming at you like that, and I wasn't. I think consider where they're coming from and say, hey, if you still think that way, then let's talk. Let's talk through it then. I really don't owe you no explanation, so to speak, but you're still there. So let me grow you up some, or let me let you in my world some, like kind of like we've had, you know what I'm saying? So, cause I think a lot of times that real is unfamiliar. You know what I mean? Real is not common now.
Yeah, because you deal with so much fake shit on daily
Yeah, bro.
basis.
So it's like when people do that, like, it's like, no, you are literally bringing them into the red pill. Like, it's like, whoa, like, so I
didn't expect nobody to talk to me this way.
Exactly. So it's like, bro, they have to get past all of that fluff and all that junk and dirt under that carpet to finally realize, like, oh, this is what actual real human to human interaction is supposed to be. The very authentic version of that. So a lot of people are working through that. So in that moment, I'm not going to be offended because I'm already on this side of the matrix. I understand what's going on. They don't really understand. So that's the only reason I say that. But again, to each his own.
That's a wonderful point. No, that's a wonderful point though. Like that you articulated that very well.
Because you were a breath of fresh air for me. Like when we had that episode, we always talk about it, which is always be sensual, 17, 18. But like when we had that episode, that it was a breath of fresh air for me. Because like I told you, I was already a very blunt person, but over the years, I have gotten more creative with not being so blunt with people, because people said, bro, you keeping it too whatever. So over the years, I've done that. So when me and you had a conversation, you was being blunt. It was just like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? It was new for me. But then once we worked through it, it brought me back to the realization. It was like, I don't have to take this person.
I can be like this with some people.
I can go all the way in that space. Like, okay, we keeping it a bean, and it helped me grow as a man. You know, it's like, oh, this is man. We on man time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we on man time now. Like, okay, can you handle this verbiage? Can you handle this conversation? We on man time right now. And so that's
like you said, you can dish it out. Can you take it?
That part.
Can you take it?
You take it, bro? Can you? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the most important thing. And I think in building our relationships and friendships in our later stages in life, those are the people that you look for, that you build with, that you want to continuously maintain a relationship with. It's like, I need to be able, like you said, to have a real or man-to-man conversation. Like when you're in business, bro, you can't you can't fluff shit like that like because we're talking about bottom lines. You're talking about people's families being fed. Like if you and I were all the way involved in the media business like we plan to be, like there are going to be times where I would say something or you would say something where I would be like, or you would be like, damn, bro, that was kind of harsh.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line supports it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we do now that I put this harsh information out there and we know what it needs? Like you can't go in a corner and be like, well, man, make me mad, man. Like fuck all of that, bro.
Yeah.
Like who cares if you like get over the mad shit? I give you an hour, you go do what you gotta do. But we need to be able to come back to this table and come to a resolution fairly quickly because our best interests are at heart in this, our family's best interests, what we want to do, our livelihoods, our mindset. Those are the things that we're thinking about. And sometimes people say there is no emotion in business, but that's completely that's not true.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of emotion in business.
If there's
And
people in
need to
business,
be
there's
able
emotion
to,
in business.
exactly. You need to be able to navigate those emotions to be like, okay, you made me feel this way. I get it. It's cool. You got that off. I got off the feelings. Now, how do we move forward past this where we can get to where we want to be? Like we have to be way more receiving of that as people, as Black people, in my opinion.
I think too, Dad. I think you're right, and I think when you're going through that like that dispute, if you want to, for me, it's like you get to the like we talked about relationships earlier in this episode, but like if you want to get to a solution quicker, you want to get to the healing quicker. You find it easy to just go straight back to the source. You know, which is what I was talking about, you know, in our first episode of this year. But like, go back to the source. It's like, all right, let me take a second. Let me get an hour. Let me come back. It's like, all right, bro. Now we got to talk through this. Because if we're going to be dealing with each other, let's talk through this. A lot of times, bro, we have been trained. We have seen this our whole life. Seen our mamas talk to their sisters and them about somebody else that is the problem and never actually talk to the person.
Never talk to that person.
Bro, we grew up like that. We are built like that. So we do the same thing. I'm going to talk to my other homeboy. I'm going to talk to this homeboy about this so-and-so. We never go back to the source. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, now as you get older, you do go back to the sources. When we on man time, let me go talk to this brother. Let me talk to her. Let me tell her what's up. But like,
I won't say who it is. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't want to lose the thought. I won't say who it is, but that's a reason why me and one of my close friends don't talk a lot anymore. Like we should talk on a daily basis, but as we were talking, it would always be a criticism about another one of our homeboys.
Oh man.
It would always be like, oh, he's doing this and he doing that. And like, you should be looking at it like this. And I knew that they talked frequently. I knew that they talked more than me and him talked.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in my mind like, well, if he's talking like this to me, I wonder what they talking about. Mm-hmm. Because they talk a lot more than me, he and I do. Mm-hmm. But every time I talk to him, it's like, he ain't doing this right. He ain't doing this. He should be doing this. Or you ain't see how he did this, did you? You ain't peep this, did you? And I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear this every time I talk to you.
So what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So you go through that with him, and you say you don't like. Is this like a lowest form of conversation and remember when type of thing? Where it's like, you're not like old people; they don't have nothing. Like what do you think the objective is when he's doing that?
That's a really good question.
You're not comfortable with
it's. I mean, it's they're surface level friends, in my opinion. They're surface level friends to where he looks at me like the guy that I'm speaking of that'll talk down on the other friend. Mm-hmm. He looks at me like, I can tell Lou this because he's going to understand what I'm saying because he works with him directly. So he's probably seen some of these things firsthand, or he gets what I'm saying because he knows me and he knows him. He knows both of us equally. So, like he'll agree with these things that I'm presenting or these things that I'm saying. And it's just not that way because I'm the type of person that will bring it to the other person that he's speaking of. Like I'm gonna ask him about it. I'm gonna call him out about it. I'm like, bro, yeah, that ain't right. Which I have done before, but even in calling him out about it, it doesn't change this person's behavior. So it still gives the other person the tools to be like, yeah, we said this, but he still ain't do anything different. He's still doing it this way, or he's still carrying himself this way. And it made me fall back a lot in just talking to the other person like as frequently as I would, because the conversation always turned into what this other nigga could be doing right.
How did it make you feel?
And what bothered me the most was I know that you niggas talk more than me and you do. So why are you saving this for me when you could be telling him this when y'all call and talk about sneakers or video games or sports or fashion or any of this shit on probably a weekly basis, when me and you probably talk twice a month? You probably talk to this dude 3-4 times a week, but you're not able to tell him the things that you've told me. But you expect me to agree with you and to sign off on it and to be like, oh, well, let's figure out a solution. Like, nah, I don't want to talk to you about him. Like, bro, if I call you, let's talk about what me and you got going on or what you want to do, anything of that nature. But don't use this whole phone call or our time together to critique this other nigga, especially if you talk to him a lot more than I do and you ain't going to say nothing to him about it. Like, niggas get comfortable in that bag. Go ahead.
So why do you think that? Because some men are real thorough. Like they'll holler at you and they say, I'm gonna holler at him too. Like I just want to talk to you because I'm trying to see if I'm off.
I want your
I'm
opinion
trying to see that. Yeah, I want your opinion on it. And then nigga go back to him like, yo, nigga, we on man time. I'm hollering at him and I'm telling him what's up. But I want to ask at that point for the gentlemen or gentlemen's when they don't address it with one another, or at least one doesn't address it with the other. This is a hard reach to ask you because you probably like, I don't even know. But what is the friendship?
I think I do know.
What is the friendship? When you're looking at that, being connected to both, what is the friendships like through line? Like, what is the connection of it to know that?
That's it. And that's it. And that's the thing that turns me away from talking to him on a more frequent basis, because as we talked about through this whole thing, I am the person who, like, we're going to be real with each other. Disagreements, agreements, whatever it may be, like, you're going to voice your opinion with me. I'm going to voice your opinion with me. I'm going to voice my opinion with you. And we're going to come, like, we're having man talk, as you just said. My thought is that relationship isn't as stable as they think it is, or they act like it is. So they will have those surface level conversations about bullshit, sports, games, podcasts, fashion, shoes, whatever it may be. But it never really gets into the, hey man, you did this and I wasn't really fucking with that. Like, it never gets to that point because we're only talking about this surface level bullshit. But when people talk with me, as we've talked about through this whole episode, they know I'm not dealing in surface level bullshit, bro. Like, when we're having conversations, like, tell me what's on your mind. Don't call me on, like, we can talk about surface level stuff, but there's also going to be a conversation about, nah, this is what's bothering me, or this is what I'm going through right now. And we're going to figure that out as well. I just figured that's where I'm at as a man. And I think that those two haven't really addressed their relationship in that nature at our big age. They've been friends since we were younger. Like, they were friends before I was friends with either one of them. But they still hold on to that, oh, we were friends back in the day shit, versus, yes, they still hold on to that, oh, this is my homie that I can call out when the new Jordans are released and say, oh, those are trash, or I like those, or I'm getting those, or did you see this new video games? Like, they hold on to that and can have 30-minute phone conversations about that, versus, hey man, you did something that I really wasn't fucking with. But when they talk to me, and both of them will do this. I ain't even gonna hold one side to the other, and I don't want to be too specific because people probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Both of them will do this, like even as recently as like before Christmas when I was going to Nashville, I had the conversation with the other party, who the one party I'm talking about was criticizing. He was like, man, you can't believe what your boy did. He did this, and it was all a complete lie, and this nigga was acting like it was one thing and it wasn't, like he wouldn't tell me the truth about it. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, because from what he's telling me about you.
And that puts you in a crazy,
Well, not really, because I ain't never really got to address it, though.
I mean, I know,
it ain't got shit to do with me.
But it's still,
but it do, though.
But you got the info. And that's still
true.
The words never have to come out. Like, you never had to, like, I don't have to share
I'm looking
anything.
at both of them sideways. I'm looking at both of them
that's
sideways.
That's what I'm saying. You hold the worst part.
That's true. That's true. I'm looking at both of them sideways. Like, bro, why y'all can't figure this out? I thought y'all were friends. Like, you guys introduced me to each other as friends. Like, y'all were friends before I was either one of y'all friends. But both of y'all feel more comfortable with me and telling me, oh, this is my criticism about him. And I will ask him, like, bro, have you told him that? And it always, like, I mean, yeah, but it's always a yeah, but
that's the way to go.
It's always a yeah, but it's never really as detailed as what they're telling me. You know what I'm saying? So it's strange how people react in those situations, and that's how they carry themselves.
It's really hard, because the longer you go on doing that, the harder or the more challenging the anticipation builds in your mind of eventually I'm going to, well, not you, but one of them, where it's like the anticipation of, or I say anticipation of, I know I'm going to have to actually say something to them because it's burning me up. And like, so, but the further you keep pushing it off to address it with that individual, the more challenging I feel like it's going to get, because y'all have built up so much surface level stuff. And now the surface level has become the foundation now of what we have, the surface and the history. But like the actual core of the soul stuff is not, it's drowned out by that. So now it becomes, you got so much built up rocks and stones and dirt and everything to be even begin to chip away at that. You know, it's almost, I don't want to say intimidating, but it's almost discouraging. If I even say this, you're not gonna even hear me if I say that, bro. That's just, I'm just chipping away a little dirt at a time. But really, you at this point, those brothers should really start to figure out, like I told you, like when my homeboys and their wife, when I had that conversation about the accident with my wife, like, I've had other conversations even outside of that where after that opened the door for, like, nah, let's have some real conversations. I'm like, bro, you was really out of pocket. Like, nah, you should never did that, bro. Nah, you missed that. This is what she's saying.
That's the thing that I struggle with. That's the thing that I struggle with, because I know that I can be the person to be like, all right, let's all three of us sit down and have a conversation.
Straight up.
And it really could be conducive to the business that I'm running right now. Like, it really could be like, okay, all of us on the same page now. Let's do this.
Lock in.
But I struggle with if it will be worth my time, in the sense of, I'm not sure y'all going to be as real with each other as you are with me about each other.
How's it working though right now?
It's not.
There you go. Like,
it's been a severed relationship. Like, everybody look at it like, okay, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
So then I'm
gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You can do that, and there's no cohesion in the sense of, at first we were all in this together. Now it's always him, it's me, and it's you. You know what I'm saying? So like,
solo careers.
What my ultimate problem with it would be is, like, do I want to put my effort and time into that, or do I want to build with niggas like you and Rich and be like, okay, well, I ain't even gotta go through, like, y'all can figure that out on y'all own. Y'all were friends before we started doing this. It's cool. Y'all figure that shit out. I'm gonna do this shit over here on my own, because I have solid niggas who are open to do this, who are looking to do this, who are listening to what I'm saying. I'm listening to what they're saying, and we can build this and show you how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but you're talking business.
I'm talking just in general, because even I think business is the common denominator with it, but it doesn't affect their friendship in the sense that, like I said, they don't have a friendship like what me and you were talking about. Like, I can be real with you, you can be real with me, we can disagree, but I'm still gonna talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.
It ain't that type of friendship. It's that type of friendship where, oh, let's talk about this stuff that we agree or like amongst each other, and let's always talk about that versus talking about the hard shit. What I respect about you, or respect about Rich, or Derb, or Dro, like, we know business and we're going to talk business, and I'm going to tell you if I disagree with something that doesn't benefit us from a business standpoint. And we have this relationship, or we have this foundation that we've built together, where that's not going to affect our friendship. Like, you can separate the two. I think in the situation that I'm talking about, the business part would separate the friendship, because now those two would start to look at each other like, I thought it was this because we was talking on the phone 3 days a week and you never said this. Like, that's the thing that I look at it and be like, that's going to be the biggest thing. Because y'all niggas, y'all talk all the time, but y'all never share the information that y'all sharing with me with each other. Y'all don't go
So
over
you don't do you sense it? So you said, is it worth it? But you said right now it ain't. It's pretty much not doing anything.
me.
Do you?
I'm talking about for me. I
So
don't give a,
so
like,
you don't
this is
feel
when
any
I'm being selfish
responsibility?
as Spike Lee. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Because I've met people like you, like Rich. I've worked with people like DeadEnd. I have an idea in my mind of what I want this thing to be outside of that, outside of us working together, or that relationship that I'm talking about with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I can do this with people like y'all. So I don't have any I'm not as heavily invested in that situation as I would have been maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It's more like, damn, that's fucked up, bro. But I can call you and Rich and be like, let's work on this business plan. Or I can talk to Ken and be like, hey, what do we do about this as far as the numbers? Like, I have those people in place where I know that I can figure it out without them. It doesn't matter to me. It would more so be like, I'm mending a friendship versus we're building a business together. And when we all first started out together, it was, we're building a business together.
What's wrong with that? Mending the relationship. I mean, mending the.
That ain't my job, bro. And that's why I can. That's why I have to be selfish. Because I'm trying to build something. That ain't my job.
You're right, but you're in a position for a reason.
Mm.
You're not. This is not coincidence that you. Whoop, 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 whoop. There's no coincidence. Like, if you try and it fails, I tried, but you could do something that could be such a game changer. You be like, nigga, I wouldn't even. Nigga, I don't gain anything from this. But it did something. I had no idea it was going to do it. And all I had to do was boom, boom.
Have a couple conversations.
You know, because that's what this is about, right? It's like, you know that you're going to still do your business stuff. You're going to still, you already got the plays set up. But like, in this moment, you know what? Let me do this for y'all. Let me extend the olive branch to get it there. Now, will y'all take it? If y'all do or y'all don't, whatever. Because what is happening right now, I don't know about you, but I know I would be bogged down by this, because I like, dang, bro, dang, you know, it's just like, so this, it's like, dang, man, I hate to, man, I'm sorry to hear that, dang, bro, I'm sorry you feel that way, you know, and you just, that's the constant. So for me, I would be like, all right, it would either be, hey, look, as soon as I go there, all right, bro, I'll talk to you later, bro. Or as soon as you start going there, all right, bro, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you later. Or, hey, bro, look, let's set something up. Let's set up something. No, bro. This is gonna be.
I think that's a really good point. And then that falls back on what we talked about earlier with me and feeling. I'm not sure, even though, like what you said, I'm hearing it from both sides, and recognizing that I'm the person, not in the middle
You're the safe
of it,
space.
But facts. I still am not sure about my influence, and that's a me thing. right?
That's
Like that's a
crazy.
me thing in the sense of like I get these two niggas together. Like I'm not sure even if we have these conversations, and I'm not sure if that should be even thought process. But I put this together. We had this conversation. People got their grievances out on the table. All right, what's the next step? I don't know where I'm not sure or fully confident in my influence in the situation.
You see, but that's a great. I'm glad you were vulnerable enough to say that. I think
Mm-hmm.
how you have to look at it is it's not your job to solve the problem.
Mm.
That's where we get caught up in a lot of times. I'm gonna use a biblical scripture. There's a scripture that says one
Pass them on.
watereth. Yeah, man, come on, man. But one watereth, one waters, one plants, but God gives the increase. So
Mm.
I say that to say my job might just be watering. I ain't got to stay here in tennis. My job might be, hey, just plant, put it, put it in the
I ain't
dirt.
got to cultivate. I ain't got
I
to
don't have to
cultivate.
cultivate. Like he'll give the increase. He's gonna do that. All I got to do is do this thing. So I say that to say in a moment, it's like, you know what? I might just have to do this. And who knows the wonders that could happen from like just being that olive branch for the two. Like if it don't work,
Mm.
I feel good about what I contributed. They felt comfortable with me for some reason, even though they knew each other before me. Now I'm going to at least, because it's not all about your ability or your influence. It's about just the fact that it's the comfort they have had in you. So if they're both comfortable with you, you just creating a platform or a space for them to be able to utilize that energy they have with you to share with one another, and then start like, ah, dang, bro, I didn't even know. Now they're starting to have that, and that's the first branch to, all right, bro, yeah, all right, yeah, I was bugging out. All right, I see what you're saying. Like you like, I ain't taking sides, but bro, he right though. You was kind of, and he like, all right, but at the same time, you got to hear him out when he say this, and boom, now things could start. So don't I wouldn't get so caught up in what the results will be. I just think that I would offer that option. I was like, you know what? Let me at least try this. They both keep going back and forth. Let me try to do this. So and I'm in that position now, right now. So I got to take my own words. In my family, I got a scenario like that. So it's just something to consider. But you
That's
keep
good
me,
feedback. I like
keep
that.
me posted on that for sure. But
I
I know
will
that
if I
I think I
dive
know.
into it anymore. I will. Yeah, you
I think
probably
I know.
do.
Yeah,
I've
but
gave you enough information. You
yeah,
know me enough to know
yeah,
the background and everything. Well, you know what I'm talking about, but
yeah.
I don't want to put it out on
No,
Front
no,
Street.
you're
And,
doing
you know what
the
I'm
right
saying?
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's
So
let's do a few of these relevant events, and we'll move the other thing to we'll move it
we
again
keep
until we.
moving it back,
And I
man.
ain't mad because I know when we get there we're gonna cook. So I think this has been great. So,
Now
man,
this has been really good. Like the
really,
freestyle off the top of the dome. This has been good Rap City shit.
it's definitely big
Absolutely,
ticket,
I
boy.
agree. I bet, man. So another week in the books. Before we get out of here, there are a couple of current events, thoughts that we wanted to touch on. I thought this would be very intriguing to talk to Mo about. Gail King. Gail King is Oprah's best friend, host of I think Good Morning America, or whatever one of those shows is that she's a host on. She was giving her like she was being transparent, and she said that she met a man and they started dating 2 weeks into dating. Excuse me. 2 weeks into dating, he asked her for $4,000 to help him with his child support issues, and she gave it to him. But she did say that she didn't look at him the same way after that. And I wanted to know, Mo, what you thought about that.
It's just I love what Rick said. He said niggas will have the audacity if they don't have nothing else. That phrase is so funny to me, bro.
Bruh, I wish I was born with the audacity that niggas out here in this world.
Bro, that's what I just never wrap my
That's
mind.
crazy to me.
I don't have the guts. I don't
neither,
have
bro.
the guts to ask. Hey, look,
And we talked about this earlier. Like I don't got it in me, bro.
I ain't got it. I ain't got it, man. Shouts out to him. And even then, she didn't say she broke up when she said she looked at him different. So it's like
She should. She should look at like any nigga asking you for that amount of money in that short amount of time is insane to me. I
yeah, that's
know it's
insane.
niggas out there to
That's
do it.
insane.
I know that it's niggas out there that make a living, maybe off shit like this. But I could never wrap my, like, I'll say this. I dated my ex, like, there's 1,000,000%. Like, she has $4,000 that she could have gave me to borrow. Bro, I would chew my left arm off with my teeth before I asked her for $4,000.
Bro.
Like, there is no way in the world, even if I knew she had it, like, there is no way in the world that I'm going to be like, hey man, let me borrow $4,000.
That's crazy.
I couldn't do it.
What's the most you would ask to borrow your girl?
Nothing, nigga.
Okay, that's crazy.
Zero.
All right. See, that's crazy. See, we ain't gonna do that. Like,
no, like,
well, okay, in this position, dating a chick for 2 weeks is different. You're right. Nothing. Like, absolutely.
Right.
Nothing. Like, what are you doing? It's like the chick asking for a Birkin in 2 weeks type deal. Like,
True.
you know.
So,
but like,
okay.
if this your girl, like, you won't, if you're like in a crunch and y'all doing the individual account thing and y'all got your own thing and you kind of had the heavier load of expenses this month and you kind of got in a tight spot, you went on a trip or something, maybe seen family or, you know, trying to get a little gear, fresh cut, whatever, you know, you're in a tight spot.
Right.
No asking.
I don't know if this is being manipulative or not, but I wouldn't present it to her ever as, hey, let me borrow this. I would tell her what I got going on and what's stressing me out right now. And if she want to make a contribution to it, hey, if she want to make a contribution to it, then I'm open to it. I would receive it because, hey, baby, thank you. I'm your man. You're my woman. I would do the same thing for you. If I had it, cool, let's do it.
You know you
but
crazy.
If you're talking about, bro, if you talk like asking a woman for money, bro, like that is crazy to me.
Again, dating for 2 weeks, yeah. But but Spike, you said you like people to deal with you directly. You doing the exact opposite to see hope. That is how you are. This guy's crazy.
That's not doing the exact opposite. That's
how's it like, not? Tiptoe like, I got this going on. I'm rubbing my head with the George Costanza. Like, I'm like, bro.
Because I'm not
dog.
That's funny that you said it. Because again, I don't need, like, I should never be in a situation where I need it from my girl. Right? Like, I got a strong support system. Like, I can go borrow, like, I got people that got money. I got my like friends, family.
Different. I won't even do. See, I'm the opposite. Like, I will not.
You gonna go to your girl first?
Yeah, I would not. Like, reaching outside of that, it's just weird because I didn't let you. Because now I didn't let you into the like because we so private, bro. Like, I didn't let you into the loop. Like, I didn't went outside of our shell and say, yo, hey man, can I might hit my sister up. Like, if I'm like tapped out one time or whatever, I may hit my sister because we're tighter than tight. Like, we are so close. Like, it's. I'll say, hey, sis, hey, Cat, can you cash at me 20? I got you on Friday or something. Like, it might be something like that.
I would ask my friend for that before I would ask my girl for that. Like, it would take a lot for me to ask my girl for like. I never ask
my friend for money, bro. We probably have the same feeling, bro. How you feel like, bro? That feel weird. I feel weird asking one of my bros for money. I feel like my bro gave me money one time.
I want you to think that, I'm not comfortable when doing that either. But I've had to do it in certain situations. Like I said, moving from Nashville to Atlanta, like, shit got hard.
Well, if I'm
like,
single,
shit was rough.
For me, if I'm single, absolutely. Like, it's like, it makes so much sense. But like, the fact I'm married and I'm with my woman, it's like, and she might have something. I would, if it would feel, I don't know, bro. I think I've done it before. And I was just like, she's like, why ain't we just, I was like, I don't know. I was just too whatever about it, you know what I mean? But it feels even more weird because it's like we've always like people we know people like are like that look, they like, man, I wonder, people have no idea how our marriage operates. Nobody, because we so like internal, we don't know pictures. Yeah, nobody knows nothing, like, because we always just been that way unless we choose to share, you ask. But so it's like the moment I have to go out and ask, like, hey, yo, bro, look, I got you, bro. I need 45. Because I got a cousin that still does this. And that's probably why I will reach out. This nigga will ask everybody in the family, hey, can I get $8? I'm trying to get groceries.
$8.
Nigga. What? I need $8. I'm trying to get groceries.
Dude, that's crazy.
But people don't know. No, he's asking everybody in the family for $8. And he's trying to get some weed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. That's how it be.
But so
Seriously, bro. I had to block all of the numbers he was calling from.
That's funny as hell.
Man.
So you would feel more. Well, I mean, this is like a given. You have a wife,
Yeah.
right? Like you and your wife are gonna figure it out together.
Right.
I've never had a wife, right? So like I've never looked at someone that I was in a relationship with, regardless of how much that they had, as, oh, let me ask you for this because I know that you have it.
It's not.
I would rather
not that part.
I would rather them look at me like, oh, this nigga figuring it out, regardless of the circumstances that he has, and he making it do what it do, versus he had to come to me for it. And that may be a Spike Lee thing.
That's a Spike Lee thing, because you never want to look bad.
Be.
That's your thing. You never want to look bad. You don't want to. You never want to look bad, bro. Sometimes you got to look bad because your scenario calls for it.
I never want to look bad.
I know you don't. That's why I said, and I know that's what that is. It's like I don't want to. If this make me look any kind of, and it's like
I couldn't
sometimes
sleep in the same bed with my woman asking her for $4,000, bro.
I'm not talking like but 4,000, and even what I wanted to. It will get out of here.
I couldn't do it asking her for anything really. Like if we couldn't go 50-50 on, like, when I was in a relationship, there was nothing ever that when my girl was like, oh, let's do this, oh, let's do that, or hey, this is due, or hey, we need to pay this. Like, there was never a circumstance where I was like, I ain't got it. Like, you got to figure it out.
Well, okay.
I know you got more money than me, but you just got to figure it out. That's just not my ministry, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing it that way. Like, there has to be a certain level of, you're in this thing with me. You have to be able to hold your weight. Like, that's just how I look at it. And that's probably what holds me back from a lot of relationships or moving forward with women. But like, I always have to feel like, nah, I can hold my end.
Yeah, but I think I see what you're saying, but I think the context of which you're asking makes the difference. I'm not asking for this because I know you got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking because like I look at you as not only just a partner, a friend, a lover, but I look at you as a source when I'm if I'm in a struggle. We partners. Like we in this together. We're doing life together. Like
I think that's the difference between having brothers and sisters and being an only child.
I just think that I think you just got to live a little more. That's it. I think I'm serious. I promise you, bro.
That's fair.
I promise you, and I don't mean that in no negative way, but I think that as time goes on, because I remember one time, bro, and we'll just get out of here. We don't, all the other stuff is whatever. But like, I remember one time we was first married, bro. Like, I was like calling around low key, I did not want to ask my wife for money, bro. We just probably got married. We probably was married, I don't know, maybe a few months. And she may have made more than me at that point. And I was like, dang, I do not want to ask her. Like, bro, I am like tapped out and I need this gas for the car. And bro, I did not. And I remember it was the most nerve-wracking thing. I don't even remember. I might ask for $25. It was something stupid. But I was
from your wife?
From my wife. And we probably was newlywed. So I'm like, babe, can I what, boy? Can I get $25? What? Can you get $25? Yeah. It wasn't even like nothing, but even then I felt my stomach, like my heart dropped to my stomach. I felt that, so low as a man at that point. I was like, I can't believe I just asked my girl for some money, bro. But as time is, talk about living a little bit, it's like as time goes on, it's like it takes a while to get there, but what's mine is yours. If you got me, you got everything. Whatever I got, you got it. Because I know you would die for me. I would die for you and live for you. And I know that. And that's the assurance of, what we have. And of course, some people, when they get to that stage, they'll have that understanding too. But like, if you're not at that stage, absolutely, I get it. Like, I ain't got that. I ain't reached that point. So I understand where you coming from too. But $4,000.
I ain't never reached that point. Okay. I ain't never reached that point.
I hope you do.
Never. Bro. It's not comfortable for me, bro. Like, it's not comfortable for me to be like, hey, I ain't got this, and we dealing with each other, and can you give me, like, nah.
Because you stay.
I'm not looking down on people who do that. Yeah. I ain't saying just anything is wrong with it. I'm saying me from a personal perspective, it's very hard for me to go outside of my like immediate friend circle, like my immediate mom, family like that, and be like, hey, you're my girl. We're dealing with each other. Can you give me this? Like that would hurt my soul, bro. Like I would think about that every day. Like I would think about how she's judging me every day because I asked her for whatever it is maybe. And I know that's wrong. I
I
know
get it
like
though. That's where you
when
at
you
though.
get a point in a relationship that you're supposed to be that transparent with each other, but I ain't made it. I haven't made it there yet.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if this makes a difference, but like we was broke together. Like we was broke together.
But what
So
happens when what happens when y'all are broke together, but she
she come up a little bit and I'm still
skyrockets to another and you still broke?
I'm definitely
Like
not
what
asking.
happens?
I'm not asking now. I promise you that.
Exactly.
See, that's
Exactly.
different.
Like
That's
that's
different.
what I'm saying. Like
That's
when,
different.
when y'all are broke together, but then she like up, and you like,
See, that's
okay,
different now.
I'm still in the same position.
nah. See, now there, even at this stage, like if it's like
That's
dramatic.
what I'm talking about.
Now, if you with your woman and she's like way up there, like y'all not relatively in it. Like me and her, we relatively in the same. Like she's a little more,
Yeah,
which
but
I'm
what
glad.
if she way past you?
See, I probably won't. I have to make
scary.
accommodations. Like I gotta.
think-
Cause now I am gonna feel some type of way about myself. Not because I'm like, dang, why she make more than me, but more so on some like, I can't be little homie like that though. Like in my own mind, I'm like, nah,
bro.
I got.
That's how we think as men, especially as black men. When you
But
got,
don't do if y'all like right here, we like doing this together. Like
I'm talking about like if like you said, the skyrocket joint. I was here. I was here with you, but now I'm here. I'm up here, nigga. Like, and you still right there where we was at together. Like, nah,
that's different. Yeah,
like what's
right.
up?
Nah, you right,
and
bro.
I think that has a lot to do with because a lot more black women are successful than black men when we're talking about corporate America and we're talking about making like corporate checks. Like you're talking about 6-figure jobs. You're talking about them being in tech. You're talking about them being in marketing and things
Getting
that
college
make them
degrees.
a lot of money. Exactly. And then you're talking about niggas who like they don't have the opportunities to get those jobs, or they're not taking advantage of the opportunities to get those. Right. They don't have the same commitment. So not only can she be like, I make more money than you, she can be like, oh, you're not doing the things that I've done to get to this position. So now you're asking me for something. And it's like,
see, this
bro, you ought to have it because we was right here together, and I shot up, and you ain't shoot up.
Where you at? Waited 4 days, nigga.
Where you at, bro? Like it been 4 days, bro. Where you at?
Oh man,
It's
hey, Spike is hey, that's good. That's really good, Spike.
That's what we do as black men. Like I think a lot of us deal with like we get positions where like, oh, I make this amount of money, it's cool for right now. Yep. You look up 4 years later, I'm still making this, and your chick is like, oh well, I've gotten this promotion, I've gotten these certifications, and now I'm making $100,000 plus, and you still at 63.
Yeah.
Like, what we gonna do?
You're right.
So
I definitely ain't asking. Like we're gonna still work together, but they're asking. You're right about that, boy.
Asking is scary because it not just because the reaction that you may get, but just how you may feel,
how you internalize it. Yeah, you're right.
Like that goes a long way when you're talking about like, damn, I had to ask you for $4,000. Like, damn,
4,000 is crazy. Like I was
crazy
at 25. Asking was crazy in my 20s, bro. I swear it was. At 24, like, can I get $25? Like, bro, it's crazy.
I could never subject myself to that. Bro.
I bet, Spike. I hope we do. I hope we do this long enough.
You'll see me out on the street holding a cup.
This man is this guy. This is the guy that wouldn't get a ride, and this man would have to walk from Louisville to Tennessee, bro. It's
like I'll walk before I ask you for that shit,
man.
Bro. Fuck that.
I get it. That's probably generational too, but I get it, man. But nonetheless, man, I think that's it. I think that's a great bow.
This was great off the top.
Yeah.
Not even no scripted shit. This was really good as far as what we talked about and stuff that we discussed. I hope that people get stuff from this. I hope the right people listen to this and are able to make the right steps that they need to make to be better. Thank you. Thank you, Mo.
Hey, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for sharing. And got you in a little bit of a relationship bag in a mature way, in a fly way, in a cool way. So I thought that was really dope of you. You know, we had real fun at the top of the show. That was a real fun space to get into, kind of going back to the pursuit. So I appreciate you, man. What you got going on as of, I guess as of now, since we started a new year, everything's starting back up.
Yeah, everything the same. DeadEnd Sports, On Deck TV podcast, another week in the books. Good earners. Sometimes is the mic still on Sundays. Check us out on DeadEnd platform as far as how that is concerned. Y'all check that out on Wednesdays. But yeah, like all the stuff still the same. What you got, Craig?
Still the same like you said. Good earners every Monday. Y'all gotta go check that out, man. We cooking over there. It's getting funnier and funnier, bro. I cannot lie.
Better and better each week.
Every week, bro. It's just I don't know where we're going.
Like you did your thing, Mo, with putting us three together to do that.
Yeah. Like that Rich, y'all two, you and Rich together. Oh my gosh, it's chef kiss, bro. I'm like, these two together, because it's like y'all feed off of each other, and then I'm already crazy as it is, so it's like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So y'all got to check out Good Earners, man. So y'all go check that out, even if y'all don't watch Sopranos. Y'all just want to hear more of me and Spike and going back and forth, and Rich coming in just doing this thizzle, man. Go check that out. Y'all go run them 3 seasons of Roll Up. Like I said, I'm still working on the book. The script is done now. I'm modifying it so I can actually perform it. I'm getting closer. I got some free stuff coming for Roll, so I'm gonna bring some other actors in, but I ain't gonna tell y'all who. But I'm gonna bring them in for some clips to just get y'all excited about the book. So. But in the meantime, man, go run them 3 seasons up, man. That's all I got going on. Y'all can reach us, awitb2022@gmail.com. It'll be in the description, or y'all can hit the phone number, 470-318-5034, or plain old Instagram, Another Week in the Books. DM us, questions, comments, concerns. YouTube, we're on there as well. Man, we are able to be reached, so y'all can hit us up in all them spaces, man. We appreciate y'all, man.